On Court Helicopter Explainer, we are dealing with the last episode that deals with the Bill of Rights, and we are dealing with starting from Article 29. In Article 29, it provides that every person has a right to freedom and security, which includes the right to be treated fairly without torture, without any form of discrimination. That is Article 29. In Article 30, it provides one that you are protected from slavery, servitude, and forced labor. In Article 31, you remember the question about privacy. The law, the article privacy talks about every person has a right to privacy, which includes the right not to have their person, home, or property searched. The law is clear in Article 31. No policeman is supposed to search your car or your home or yourself without a search warrant. 2, their possession says the law prohibits the police to seize your properties. Mark it very clear. 3, the law protects the right of information relating to your family or private affairs unnecessarily required or revealed. No private affairs, no private information. Nobody is allowed to get into your phone. Wives, listen. The Constitution does not allow you, when your husband, your boyfriend is asleep, you jump into the phone and read the information. That is private information. Men, stop putting gadgets into your girlfriend's phones to monitor their movements. Stop putting trackers in people's cars because they are your girlfriend or your husband. It is illegal under Article 31. And lastly, the privacy of their communications should not be infringed. Today, you know, wacha simu ya mwingine, wechunga simu zako. Then we have in Article 33, the freedom of conscience. Article 32, the freedom of conscience, religion, belief, or opinion. In Article 33, you are free to go to any church, to any mosque, to any faith-based organization. The church, the law as it is, the freedom of worship is protected under Article 32. Under Article 33, the freedom of expression. That is the right to say what you want to say. The freedom to seek, the freedom of artistic creativity, the way people dance, you cannot stop them. The freedom of scientific research, the freedom of expression. You are entitled, that is your freedom. But this one, get it clear. There is but, and big but. What does the law say? The right to freedom of expression does not extend to propaganda for war. So you are not allowed to start propaganda for war. 2, incitement to violence. You cannot go to Christmas and tell people carry pangas to burn somebody's house. You cannot incite people to violence. 3, hate speech. You are not allowed to do your speech and in that form hate speech. And these advocates of hatred, especially constituting ethnic incitement, where you are discriminating people based on ethnicity. Your postings, you are saying Kikuyus are thieves, Kambas are witches, Wakisi ni wavuta bangi. All these things are hatred, ethnic hatred. Avoid those. Article 34 provides for the freedom of the media. The media should be allowed to exercise self-regulated. They should be allowed to cover the stories without anybody interfering with the right of the media. And that is why Kotel Copter is a licensed media house. It has the right to air these views under Article 34. The freedom of the media is protected there. Under Article 35, it is access to information. In access to information, any information held by the state, you can ask the state to give you, unless that information has been classified as highly confidential. So, any information you can write to the county government of Nyamira, the county government of Makueni, the county government of Mombasa, the Speaker of the National Assembly, they have a duty to give you the access to information. Article 36 is the freedom of association. That is said, every person has a right to the freedom of association, which includes the right to form, join, or participate in activities of an association of any kind. You are now free on Christmas. Nobody can stop you. You choose which chama you join. You choose which sherehe you go. The right of association. Which political party to join. Which trade union to join. You are free to. The freedom of association is provided for in Article 36. Article 37, you have seen every time lawyers talk that it is the right, and this is the right to assembly, demonstration, picketing, and petitioning. Raila Odinga the late believed in this article that if you are dissatisfied, you can present memoranda to any government agency. But you must not be armed. If you are armed, the police will restrain you. If you are a danger, and it is here, as a peacefully and unarmed to assemble, you must be peaceful and unarmed. If you are not peaceful and you are armed, the police will break that pursuant to Article 37. Article 38 provides for political rights. Here, you have the freedom to form a political party. You have the freedom to join any political party. You have the freedom to vote for anybody who you want. You have the freedom to contest for any seat, so long as you qualify to contest in that seat. So the political rights of citizens, remember in 2027, we shall be exercising the rights under Article 38. We did by-elections. They were pursuant to Article 38. The most important thing here is Article 38(2), which says every citizen has the right to free, fair, and regular elections based on this principle: universal suffrage and the free expression of the will of the people. Universal suffrage means one man, one woman, one vote. You cannot be allowed to vote 2 times. You cannot be given 2 votes. That is the general will of the people, is the majority, 50+1. That is found in Article 38 of the Constitution of Kenya. Then we have the freedom of movement and residence in Article 39. Every person has the right of freedom of movement. Now you are moving all over. The whole of Christmas season, you are moving wherever you want. And that is provided for under Article 39. Nobody can stop you from moving where you have. Article 39 also provides you the right to stay, to enter and reside anywhere in this country. You can buy land anywhere in this country. Remember, in the year 2007, People were evicted from land. The Constitution now has said you can buy land anywhere. You can reside anywhere so long as you are a citizen and so long as you can afford to buy. So don't be worried that you must buy land within your county. You are free to reside anywhere pursuant to Article 39. Article 40, you have a right to acquire land or interest of land anywhere. We have dealt with that one. In Article 41, we are dealing with the labor relationship. In labor relationship, we have the law that deals with employment, which we shall be dealing next time. But every person has a right to a fair labor practice, which means 1, to a fair remuneration. You must be paid fairly. 2, reasonable working conditions. The conditions where you're working must be reasonable. 3, to join an employment party, to go on strike, and to choose your employer, and to join any form of trade union. We shall deal with that as it is. We have dealt with the very many time, so we will finish there because of time constraint and have the last episode, which we are dealing with the questions of from Article 43 down at Article 42, the environment downwards. Wakili Danstan Omari, always on Court Helicopter.